All right, Nick. Wisconsin football, probably one of the craziest years, off seasons, whatever you want to call it, in the last couple months for Wisconsin in a very long time. Tons of coaching changes. Coach gets fired mid-season. Makes some big-time hires in the head coach and the offensive coordinator positions. And now, Nick, some big-time transfer portal news for the Badgers. So that's pretty huge. I think that the Wisconsin fans will love this. But there's other things that the Wisconsin fans love, Nick. And I want to ask them right now, what moments from this season have been your favorite? What moments did you love from all of last season? Let us know what your favorite moment from last season was in the comments below. But Nick, hit the Wisconsin fans with this big time transfer portal news.
Yeah, so this is according to Outkick.com. Nick Evers is headed to the Wisconsin Badgers. The former Oklahoma quarterback announced on his Instagram Saturday, so that would be this past Saturday morning, that he's committing to play for Luke Fickell in Madison. He has 4 years of eligibility left. This is big for Wisconsin, obviously, because this is a guy who is a top 80 recruit in the country, the number 7 quarterback. So this guy obviously is a very high recruit, big time guy to go to Oklahoma. Obviously, they're known for breeding and recruiting quarterbacks. He's definitely a top flight prospect. And for Wisconsin and Luke Fickell to get this guy is absolutely huge. He has all the physical tools. He has all the physical talent. It remains to be seen what his development will look like. He'll certainly be in competition for the starting job right away. But I think this is a bigger sign that the Luke Fickell era is going to be much more high powered, much more energetic. You know, you mentioned that this is one of the more exciting Wisconsin off seasons in a long time. I think this is more proof of that. We're going to see a lot more transfer bodies come in, better recruiting, things like that. And get ready, Wisconsin fans, because I think this is going to be just a wild ride. And I think this move to get Evers, I think it's just the first step here.
Yeah, Nick. And if we dive into a little bit more about who is Nick Evers, obviously he came out of Flower Mound High School in Texas. Finishing his career, he had 4,900 passing yards and 40 touchdowns. And he moved a little bit on the ground, Nick, 915 rushing yards with 15 scores. So this guy, I think he fits the Fickle Longo offensive idea very, very well. And Fickle came out and even talked about it as well. He says, I've kind of always wanted a guy that can move. He says, it doesn't mean he's got to be a running quarterback, but if he can extend things, if you can't make things happen with your athleticism, I think that limits you. But it seems like Evers is the guy, Nick, who can extend the play, who can make things happen with his athleticism. And quite frankly, he can even run the ball a little bit. So I think his ability to, use his legs to extend the play, get outside the pocket, play a little razzle dazzle will pair nicely with that Longo, like air raid ish offense. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's an ideal fit. Obviously, Oklahoma plays that same kind of spread too that they did obviously with many years under Lincoln Riley, and they continue to do at Oklahoma. And I think Fickle and Longo want to run a very similar kind of offense in Madison. So you're right, it is a good fit. But I'm kind of taking the high level approach here. Is that once again under this new administration, under the Fickle administration, you're going to start seeing bigger recruits, right? I can't think of the last time a guy left like Oklahoma, a quarterback, a skill guy, and went to Wisconsin, right? You hear this maybe with linemen, defensive linemen, offensive linemen, tight ends, running backs, of course. You hear from that all the time. But when have you seen a quarterback or a wide receiver make a move from a high flying air raid school to Wisconsin? That's kind of what Wisconsin is lacking, that level of talent, that depth of talent at those key positions. And what Fickle has done already, it's sort of a mini Deion Sanders effect, the way Sanders has had that effect in Colorado already. Getting recruits, getting transfers, and building up athletic depth. That's huge. That's how you have to compete and win in the Big Ten with schools like Michigan, schools like Ohio State. That's how you have to win. And Fickle and his group so far are doing everything right, and they're giving a lot of evidence that it's working well.